Look at the government. The government doesn't own any assets like stocks and so on.
And the last few years, we see the inflation, right? Everything is rising, groceries.
I think it's a less capitalistic, I would say, country compared to the US, for example. We are running a couple of activities, but one of the activities is like Merov, which is like one of the largest French-speaking crypto community.
But I want to be wealthy now, right? Like, what do you tell to those people? They want to be like now.
Stop using TikTok.
Why? Because it creates problems that you don't have?
Yeah, most people in France are things that they should start investing with like a big capital, but end of the day you can start very small.
All right, welcome to the OKX in Ibiza podcast. My name is Miet Curves, VIP director at OKX, and I'm here with two beautiful gentlemen.
That's Mike Quant, quant trader, trading on OKX now, of course, and happy to be here.
And Adrian, brother and partner of That's My Quant, you know. Real brother.
Actually, you're real brothers, eh?
Yeah.
How is being brothers and being together in crypto and working together? I mean,
I think
it's
very
good.
cool.
I recommend everybody, if you have brothers and sisters, to do business with in family. I think.
Our main regret is we don't have enough like cousins and stuff, you
Yeah.
know, like we would recruit like the whole family, you know.
Yeah.
Really?
More business, bigger business.
so you're saying actually it's good to work
Yeah.
together with, yeah?
100%.
And what's
And there is a thing like on startup founders, if like the founders are brothers, there is a higher rate of
Of
success.
success.
already?
So it's kind of like proven that it's like statistically significant to be brothers.
Because I always learned that working with family, I mean, you have to walk with family, but not work with family, right? Because if there are tensions, you cannot keep them. But for you guys, it's
To
all
be honest,
good.
we don't understand that because it's pretty straightforward for us. To be honest, like we never understood like family stuff, like where they are fighting each other and so on, makes no sense. You know, like we have the whole world to fight with. You know, so
And
so
first thing
better
of failure
stay.
for all companies is like the founders breaking up. So when you are like family, I think it's harder to break up.
It's hard to break up, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys do?
We are running a couple of activities, but like one of the activities is like Merov, which is like one of the largest French-speaking crypto community. Yeah.
Nice. And how is it in France? How is the crypto market there in general?
I mean, I think it's a very sexy market because like French people don't really do stocks. So crypto came with like very sophisticated products, and they went more into crypto to diversify, to invest. I think Bitcoin is a crazy asset class in terms of diversification.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's cool to have like French people investing in crypto. Also,
It's a good
USDT.
edge against like the whole system that is going, you know, like off track, you know. So basically, helping like French people having like exposure to Bitcoin or like asset like that is like we feel that we have an impact on the French, you know, population because at the end of the day, you know, like most like the market sentiment right now in France is not that good, especially with politics.
Sorry?
For an interview situation, let's say.
But I'm middle of the podcast now. Oh, this is a live podcast.
Please feel free to join.
Don't worry, sorry. That's Harold, our CEO. If he says
So he's
something-
allowed. He's allowed to
Don't worry,
interrupt.
don't
He's
worry.
allowed to interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always having the intro. So you said something about the French people, right, and the current situation. I mean, French people has always been quite rebels if you look at history.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the current sentiment also in France, where they look at the system and actually see indeed that there's something
I
wrong?
feel so. Yeah. I feel so. Yeah. I think.
But still, I think the way people see crypto is still like a bit not the good way. I think crypto is simple. When you start crypto, you have Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is a very good asset to diversify. It's kind of like gold, you know, in terms of portfolio wealth. And then you have all the crypto. You bet more like on a more volatile, I would say, assets than perhaps have a future or not, you know. But I would say on that part, perhaps like French people don't really see Bitcoin like or crypto the way it should be, you know. So I think even though French people are really like this mindset, I would say, you know, which
They don't
great.
have much like financial education, you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
in France. We don't have that much, you know, like
don't invest.
so people learn on the spot, you know, and we don't have like a culture of like investing and like
You look at our governments, you know, they have a filing for all the assets they own, stuff like that, you know. Very little invest in stocks. I don't think any of them have crypto, and they only do like either like stay cash or like real estate, right? And very little leverage on, you know, like the real estate itself compared to like, I don't know, in the US or like where they are crazy on stocks and so on. And I think it's a shame because like with inflation and so on, you want like your people to invest, because if they invest, most likely they will, you know, diversify the country, invest also like in the stocks of the country itself. You know,
Sure.
we have crazy companies in France outside of crypto, also in crypto, right?
Sure.
But outside of crypto, and also like, you know, having French people investing in crypto is a way to support is a way to support. It's Visa guys, right? So it's a way to support the people building the talent and so on. Like
So Ray Dalio once said financial education is the foundation for a good society.
100%.
I mean, France doesn't have good financial education, but so doesn't, the rest of the countries here in Europe. I mean, Netherlands is the same. Like, how come, right? Because financial education is the key to a good financial success, especially now with being all these people being in debt, looking at these influencers thinking, I want that, but I still work in a grocery shop. Like, why do you think that there's not enough focus on this financial education part?
That's a good question, to be honest. I think, like the case for France, I think people has been teach you need to save money. So the saving part of it, I think, is something that is very straightforward. And I guess overall in Europe, people are saving money, but making their money at work is really a topic that has not been touched. To be honest, I have not much clue on the why behind.
I would say so the same thing when you open the TV and they talk about the stock market or the biggest French companies, it's always in negative. When we have crazy companies like Hermes in luxury stuff, LVMH in space, we have crazy companies and I don't know, nobody is really pushing. Look at the government. The government doesn't own any assets like stocks and so on. So in the end, of course, I think it translates, a bit. And nobody talks about it when you're at school, So I think it's.
And the last few years we've seen inflation, right? Everything is rising, groceries.
I think it's a less capitalistic, I would say, country compared to the US, for example. Well, super
money focused.
Money focused. Capitalism is part of the DNA, and I think Europe is less capitalism than what.
And we see it even in
more liberals and capitalism.
But we weren't, right? I mean, if you look at the histories, for example, Netherlands, we were very capitalistic back in the days. Do you think that we look ourselves in the history and we think we don't want to be like we used to be, we changed it all up? Do you think that that's the mindset?
I think the mindset is just we need use cases of people that make it investing.
Yeah.
While investing, and I think that's the thing we like in France of model of people that invest and make money just from their investment, because people are, and I know so many guys in that situation, but just they are very stealth, right? They don't disclose it. They don't say I have money in SP 500 or and so on. And I think it's a shame, right? Because also security wise, people now are very concerned on what they share and so on. And because of that, I think it slows down the GDP crazy because people don't invest. The guys who make money through investments, they don't share the stories, and that you don't have the full water going raining and flowing down, and you have everybody. And I think if French people wants to be saved, you have to work more, and it's hard. It's hard to make money, right? But investing is a way. Saving as much as possible, investing, diversifying. You mentioned Ray Dalio. Guys, go have a look at Ray Dalio. I would say portfolio. They have some videos on YouTube, very easy to watch, and you have the basics, and you start. You just have to start. This is what I'm telling you. I think we were doing a small roadshow in Europe. Everybody that I'm meeting, the taxi driver from the supermarket, of course with disclaimers and not financial advice and so on all the time. But I'm invest, save a bit, every month. It could be crypto, it could be Bitcoin, could be Solana, could be. Your favorite stocks, let's say you love Hermes, you buy Hermes, not financial advice, but start with even 50 euros, start, learn, test, do research, and slowly.
Most people in France think that they should start investing with a big capital, but end of the day, you can start very small, especially on a platform like OKX, with a couple of bucks, you can start investing and start to ramp up the base. It's about, the mindset of starting to invest, and then at one point you will ramp up, so.
And we launched the TradeFi, there is stocks on OKX, so we we launched the TradeFi, and the goal of it is really to decrypt the world, what's happening, in the news, but financially wise, what's the impact of Anthropic raising the semiconductors and so on, all this kind of stuff. And then we're helping them, learning and slowly build their plan. And we tell them there is no solution, there is no magic solution of a guy that will come and say, okay, it's no, it doesn't work. Or you have to be super rich. And you're super rich, there in Switzerland, there is crazy stuff, but
for most people it's not accessible, this kind of investment.
So you have to start by yourself. The way, and it can be slow. This is what I'm always telling them. We all start somewhere. It can be slow. Doesn't
What
matter.
matters is the journey to
Yeah,
learn,
it's the journey.
like making sure that at one
One
point
step.
you like understand what you are doing and like where you are investing. We are seeing too many people don't understand where they are putting their money in. You know, like, and that's why financial education is so important. That's why we are pushing pretty hard on this part because we want them to better understand what they are doing rather than doing it. You know,
And
so
the example I'm always using is like everybody has a field you know well, you know, could be cars, could be anything. Take the field you know well, look at the stocks listed, you know, on that like thematic, and just do your research and invest a bit, you know.
and buy what you like. You know, buy what you like.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
see from that you will learn
What
how
you
to use the
consume.
tool and so on.
For example, we consume a lot of like Monster energy drink. you know.
Don't financial advice and don't drink Monster, guys.
But you know, like funny enough, it's like it's one of the most performing, you know, like stock for
So I
the
have a
past
game.
years.
I've seen.
Every time I drink a Monster, I put it on a note on my phone, and I have to buy 0.1 share. So every
it the
10
same
Monster,
with-
I buy
Huh?
one
It's
share.
the same with like if I buy an iPhone every year, I also need to buy the stock.
Yeah, that's an exercise.
that can
Or
make
if the
sense,
GTA,
yeah.
GTA
Yeah,
comes
that
out,
can
I
make
buy a
sense.
Rockstar or take
Yeah.
you stock. I
So
would
that's-
You
say.
simplify the buying
yeah.
process, you know, like
That's the
simplify
first
the
thing.
investment
Got it.
process.
You know well a thematic, do your research on that, and buy the stocks linked to that, or like
Yes.
learn. Second thing is like on the product you use daily, you know, and could be like Apple Pay, like the Visa, Mastercard. You know, these are like listed companies. Do your research. Perhaps it's interesting.
Yes.
Or like Netflix. Everybody has a Netflix subscription. I feel, you know, these days. But you know, Netflix is a listed stock. Perhaps invest more in Netflix and don't sell the
Or you use
subscription.
Instagram every day, you buy the Meta stock or
Yeah.
these kind of things. Yeah, sure.
You know, funny enough, the other day I stumbled upon like something, content on Instagram, and basically it was a guy say, he was on Monaco, in Monaco in like the main central area, and he was like, I own the hotel, I own the cafe, I own the stuff. And end of the day, he was like, I own stuff because I bought share out of like companies that are owning those
Exactly.
stuff. So I kind of own it, you know, like, and us, for example, drinking a bunch of Monster, I mean, makes sense for us
I'm
to,
a co-founder, sorry, co-owner of the
co-owner of
company.
Monster.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So-
you feel good buying your Monsters, you know.
Yeah, because you make money on it, right?
And I feel this is how we think ourselves because we are crypto native.
Yeah.
And I think the unique thing in crypto is like the communities. Like when you buy an asset, you don't only buy to invest, but you feel you are part of something, right?
Yeah.
Like Bitcoin is a cult itself, you know? I feel.
Is
And
that good or bad?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Because cults are most of the
It
time
depends.
closed.
It
But like
depends how-
dollar is a cult
It
also,
depends how
you
the
know?
cult is distributed. You know, like the
Go
distribution of
in
the
Russia, you understand that dollar is a cult, right? You want to have dollars when you are Russian because like you know what happens, you know.
Sure.
And I think that's the unique thing of crypto, and that's why we launched the TradeFi, you know, version of like the how to inform people on the news and so on, you know, like kind of like newsletters and more products because we are crypto native, we will see stocks or like TradeFi a different way.
Yeah.
More something that I think talks to people of like you want to be activist in your investing. I think that's the best way to start.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, okay, I don't know what I do and like I just buy stocks that I don't know,
Yeah.
and I don't think that works.
Yeah.
You know, like
we
the way
have,
Amer-
we have always been very activist in the way we do things. You know, like we don't like just to do stuff. We like to do stuff because we do believe this is like the right stuff to do.
That's a
so.
good thing. So what I also hear from a lot of people is, okay, but me, I'll do that, but it takes so long. I need to do compounding, and in 30 years, maybe when I'm gray, old, and I have 5 children, I will be wealthy. Like, but I want to be wealthy now, right? Like, what do you tell to those people? They want to be like now.
Stop using TikTok. You know.
Why?
know-
Because it creates problems that you don't have.
Yeah, I think, you know, like all those like apps and so on is like very dopamine driven, and basically you want stuff now quickly and so on, but investment is stuff that is something that takes time. It's not something
time,
that you will solve over a day. You know,
we see it with Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
It's such a crazy asset.
Yeah.
You know, like I think Bitcoin is it's crazy because like these days nobody wants to buy it. Like it's peak fear, but this is when you want to be contrarian. You know, this is
Yeah.
when like it makes the most sense, right? And it's always the same thing. I think good things takes time, and it's not about being rich fast. It's about building a system that works for you.
that you can repeat, you know, because like having luck and like on one investment is something that can happen. Thanks for luck, you know.
Sure.
But what matters is building the systems that you can repeat over time and time. And
that's
that's
what-
how you become wealthy.
Yeah,
we
we have it.
We do a lot of like investment thesis, you know, on like a bunch of stuff in crypto and also in TradeFi because we want people to like understand what's happening, you know. Like we see it with AI. AI is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like we see it like it's unbelievable what's happening. Like even
Yeah.
like you know we like it's undeniable. We have robotic then coming perhaps in like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know.
Defense is getting
defense,
back. With like
crazy
all the,
space.
you know, like the world getting on war.
I mean, such crazy topics. Even like crypto, you know, it's coming back. I think with agentic, with payments.
Oh yeah.
Bitcoin also is coming back because we have a lot of assets that are very, very high, and it's always the same thing, you know. It cycles. At some point, some good assets are too high. They will go down. Investors are like, oh, it's going down, so I'm not buying it. So
The
and,
world
like,
cycles of Ray Dalio.
smart money, yeah, smart money buys assets that are, you know, good expected value of like potentially making money. It goes back up, and you have the thing. And that's why you want to be diversified, I would say. And yeah.
Good. I mean, you guys seem very knowledgeable. Can people follow you somewhere or hear more from you guys?
Yeah, definitely, guys. Go check out Mirov.com. Very easy. You have all socials and so on. Free content, amazing value forward. You know.
Good.
And build your investment plan. That's very important. The only thing to remember, build your investment plan is TradFi, crypto, I don't know. And of course, you know, we are I think all Bitcoin maxi here. Not financial advice, but learn about Bitcoin and how important it is in today's world. Like,
Learning's always good, right?
Yeah.
Learning's always good. Next step.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Pleasure, man.
Beats up.
Pleasure.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us.
Pleasure.
thanks,
Thank you.
take care.